وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين أما بعد. قال المصنف رحمه الله إمام ابن حجر العسقلاني في كتابه بلوغ المرام من أدلة الأحكام في حديث 360 وعنه رضي الله تعالى عنه قال يعني عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم أفضل الصلاة على المنافقين صلاة العشاء وصلاة الفجر ولو يعلمون ما فيهما لأتوهما ولو حكما. متفق عليه. Abi Hurairah radhiyallahu anhu, he says that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, أثقل الصلاة على المنافقين, the heaviest prayer, the most difficult prayer upon the munafiqeen, upon the hypocrites, is Salatul Isha and Salatul Fajr. وَلَوْ يَعْلَمُونَ مَا فِيهِمَا, and if these hypocrites know the reward of the Salatul Fajr and Salatul Isha, praying in the Jama'ah, لَأَتَوْهُمَا وَلَوْ هَبَوَا, and they will come even if they're crawling. Muttafaqun alayh, this hadith is narrated in Sahih al-Bukhari and Sahih al-Muslim, authentic hadith. When we say munafiqeen here, nifaq is of two types. The nifaq is of two types. Hypocrisy is of two types. Number one, hypocrisy, nifaqul amali. Number one. And there is something called nifaqul i'tiqadi. When we say nifaqul amali, this is a person who has hypocrisy when it comes to the actions, and this hypocrisy does not take him out of Islam. And there is something called nifaqul i'tiqadi, that is hypocrisy when it comes to hypocrisy of belief, and this hypocrisy takes a person out of Islam. So here it talks about hypocrisy al-amali. Hypocrisy when it comes to action. So a person, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said that when we say hypocrisy, there are some traits of hypocrisy even among the Muslims. And he gave some of the examples of it. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told, when we say hypocrisy, for example, when he فَإِذَا خَاصَمَ فَجَرَ, whenever he quarrels, he will be imprudent manner, and he will be using most bad words while he says quarreling. This is one of the traits of hypocrisy. Whenever he is being trusted, he betrays. This is another trait of hypocrisy. Whenever you are given a covenant to him, he breaks the covenant. And this is among the traits of hypocrisy. And all this hypocrisy are based upon the actions which does not take the person out of Islam. But when it comes to the hypocrisy of i'tiqadi, this takes a person out of Islam. And this is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَهُمْ أَسْفَلِ مِنَ النَّارِ. And these are the people who will be under the hellfire. So when we say among the kuffar, there are levels among the disbelievers. The first level among the disbelievers are the munafiqeen, hypocrites, because we do not know whether this person is hypocrite or not. And he is most dangerous to the Muslims and Islam. The first level. Number two is the one who is an apostate, the one who became murtad. He was a Muslim before, or he accepted Islam, then again he became a kafir, disbeliever. And he is also harmful for the Islam and Muslimin. Second level. Third level is wathaniyun. Wathaniyun are the ones who worship the idols, who worship any creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. These are wathaniyun. That includes Hindus, Buddhists, the Jews, Hindus, Buddhists, and Jain, and all the people who worship the idols. And the fourth level are those who are Ahlul Kitab. When we say Ahlul Kitab, that includes the Jews and the Christians. So there is a level among the kuffar. But all the four categories will go to Jahannam, وَهُمْ خَالِدُونَ وَمُخَلُّدُونَ فِي النَّارِ, and they will be in the hellfire forever. These are the levels. So munafiqeen are from the first level of the disbelievers because they show that they are believers, but indeed they are disbelievers. وَهُمْ أَسْفَلُ مِنَ النَّارِ, تَرْكِي أَسْفَلُ مِنَ النَّارِ, they will be in the lowest of the hellfire, the lowest of the hellfire. So in this hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, hadith number 360, it talks about the munafiqeen who are bil amali, when it comes to the actions. One of the salaf, he said that the breeze during the Fajr is pure. During the Fajr is pure. Why it is pure? Because munafiqeen are sleeping at that particular time. Munafiqeen are sleeping at that particular time. And why this Salatul Isha and Salatul Fajr is difficult upon the munafiqeen is that they sleep. But nowadays munafiqeen, the Salatul Fajr is difficult for them, but not Salatul Isha. Why? Because even the Muslim will sleep at the time of the Hajj. So there is no question of missing Salatul Isha. But when it comes to Salatul Fajr, it is very difficult for the hypocrites to get up and pray. And even it is very difficult for them to go to the masjid and pray in the Jama'ah. So if you know the value of it, you will come even if you are crawling. SubhanAllah. This is the meaning of the hadith. Hadith number 317. وَعَنْهُ قَالَ, وَعَنْهُ, whenever the word anhu comes here, that means the previous narrator, that is Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu. أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم رجلا أعمى فقال يا رسول الله إنه ليس لي قائد يقودني إلى المسجد فرخص له فلما ولى دعاه فقال هل تسمع النداء بالصلاة؟ قال نعم. قال أوجب رواه مسلم. Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he says that أتى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم رجل أعمى. A blind man came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. A blind Sahabi came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and the Sahabi whom it is mentioned here was Abdullah bin Makki. Abdullah bin Makki, the blind Sahabi, and everybody knows Abdullah bin Makki. And the ayah, the Surah Al-Abasa wa Tawalla, and Ja'ahu al-Ama, this was revealed with regard to Abdullah bin Makki. Once Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was addressing the Ru'usul Quraysh, the heads of the Quraysh. He was addressing them. He was talking to them. Abdullah bin Makki came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asking questions. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam did not concentrate on him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rebuked him. Rebuked whom? Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam sent an ayah, sent a surah, Abasa wa Ta'ala, and the blind man came to him, and Ja'ahu al-Ama, and the one who came to him, وَمَا يُدْرِيكَ لَعَلَّهُ يَزَّكَّى, and he didn't want to address him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rebuked him, and this is that Sahabi, Abdullah bin Makki. He came to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, asking, Ya Rasulullah, فَقَالَ Ya Rasulullah, إِنَّهُ لَيْسَ لِي قَائِدٌ يَقُودُنِي إِلَى الْمَسْجِدِ. Verily, I do not have any helper who can bring me to the masjid. فَرَخَّصَ لَهُ فَلَمَّا وَلَّى. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam gave rukhsa, concession for him. You don't have to come to the masjid, because he was blind. But when he turned back and he was going back, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called him. فَلَمَّا وَلَّى دَعَاهُ. When he turned back and he was going back, and he called him back. Ya Abdullah, you must come back. فَقَالَ هَلْ تَسْمَعُ النِّدَاءَ. Do you hear the adhan? Then the Sahabi said, Ya Rasulullah, yes, I can hear the adhan. قَالَ, then upon you is wajib to come to the masjid. So what do we understand from this hadith? It doesn't matter whether you are deafness, but he is close to the masjid. Whether he is blind, he is close to the masjid. And a person who can hear the nida means the adhan. And if he does not come to the masjid, then he is sinful. Then he is sinful. So it is obligatory upon every single Muslim, when he hears the adhan, he has to come to the masjid for the jama'ah. Except for the ones who has fear, except for the ones who is sick. When we say fear of getting into some issues, and you lost the key. And if you think that the salah is obligatory upon you in the masjid, here there is a concession for that person. He don't have to come to the masjid because he has to take care of the well, take prayer at home. For example, you're cooking something, and that moment you can't leave. If you leave, the food is going to spoil. In that case, you can stay back and pray at home. You don't have to come to the masjid. Is it clear? And if you fear that there are no children at home, there are children at home, and if you leave the children, and they will endanger themselves into something, so you can pray at home. SubhanAllah. And Imam Makki, rahimahullah, he wrote a book on the shoes. For example, if a person has beautiful, nice, expensive shoes, then it's time for the salah. He goes to the masjid, but he does not know where to keep the shoes. He don't have any place to keep the shoes. If he leaves the shoes outside, he fears that somebody might steal it. And this happens with most of us when we go to the masjid. With security, people lose the shoes. And we are talking about that masjid where there is no security at all. So upon him, salah wajib, the jama'ah is not wajib. Rather, sometimes what he can do is, he can take the shoes inside the masjid and keep it between the feet. This is allowed. But if you take, sometimes what happens, there is a fear of getting beatings from the masjid. So that is a law we are talking about here. You can avoid the sunnah is as long as it is clean and clear, you can take the shoes inside the masjid. However, what you understand is that there are certain situations where you can't attend the masjid, attend the jama'ah in the masjid. You have rukhsa. One of the qaida al-fiqhiyya is mentioned, لا الرخصة لا تكون إلا على الواجب. Rukhsa, the concession will be only upon those things which are obligatory. This is a qaida. So it is something qaida. What is obligatory and the wajib? The jama'ah is obligatory. That's why there is rukhsa here. Another question some of the people they ask me is that they can't hear the adhan. The masjid is a little far away from the masjid. The house is a little far away from the masjid. Okay? And they can't hear the adhan. They ask, do I have to come to the masjid? Is it obligatory upon me to come to the masjid or not? We say to be in a safer side, if you have the facility to go to the masjid and pray in the jama'ah. That's always good, inshallah. But if you're far away that you can't go to the masjid, it is very far, about 2.5 kilometers, 3 kilometers, you can't come to the masjid, then you are allowed to pray at home. But I would recommend all of you to stay in those places where the masjid is close by. Because this unites you. And coming to the masjid reminds of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And every khutbah that you take to the masjid will write a good deed, will take away the bad deed. So it's always good to be in a safer side, to go to the masajids. Sometimes, alhamdulillah, we are living in India. We live in India. And alhamdulillah, people talk about, religion is not safe, Muslims are not safe. I'm asking you personally a question, I'm asking myself a question. I was not stopped by any single person from the masjid. Did anybody stop you from the masjid? Anyone? Did anybody stop you from giving adhan? The issue of adhan has come to reduce the volume, that's it. But nobody came and asked you to stop you from the adhan. Is it happening? No, we are safe here. It is only the media, you take the media and we take it, subhanAllah, something is going to happen, nothing has happened. I'm giving da'wah, nobody has come and stop. I'm going to the masjid while walking, nobody has come and stop. We are safe here, alhamdulillah. We are safe here. That situation has not come, and that situation will never come, inshallah. And another issue is, people, I think it's not to be discussed here, anyways, right? So here this Sahabi was blind. But Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam did not give him rukhsa, concession, not to come to the masjid, but rather he had to come to the masjid. So wherever you are, try to be in those places where the Muslimin and the masajids are around you, so that you can even have access to the masjid inshallah ta'ala. Hadith number 318. وعن ابن عباس رضي الله تعالى عنهما عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال: من سمع النداء فلم يأتي فلا صلاة له إلا من عذر. رواه ابن ماجه ودارقطني وابن حبان والحاكم وإسناده على شرط مسلم لكن رجح بعضهم وقفا. This hadith, some of them, they say that this hadith is mawquf. Mawquf, when we say mawquf, it is ما كان من كلام الصحابة ليس مرفوع. It is not known to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. ولكن إسناده من مسلم, and this isnad, the chain of narration, is from Sahih Muslim, and also this hadith is narrated in Ibn Hibban, Daraqutni, and we have al-Hakim and Ibn Majah. And many muhaddithin has narrated this hadith. This hadith, Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he says that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told, عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he narrates from Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, من سمع النداء, whoever listens to the nida, nida here means adhan, فلم يأتي فلا صلاة له, فلم يأتي فلا صلاة له إلا من عذر. There is no salah on him. The salah is not accepted from him except with a reason. And this hadith is very dangerous now. Those who does not come to the masjid for the jama'ah, even after hearing the adhan, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says, there is no salah on him. It means the salah will not be accepted. La salata lahu, salah will not be accepted. Because of this hadith, la salata lahu, because of this wording, some of the ulama rahimahullah, like example of the sect Zahiriyya. There is a sect called Zahiriyya, and there is another sect called, there is Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, and some other scholars, they say that the one who do not go to the masjid and pray without any reason, okay, without any reason, valid reason, if he does not go to the masjid and pray in the jama'ah, Allah does not accept his prayer. But some of the other ulama, this is one opinion, some of the other ulama, they say that no, he has to go to the masjid. If he does not go to the masjid with reason or without reason, without reason, his salah is valid by itself, but he is a sinner. Because he missed a wujub of the salah, that is the jama'ah in the masjid. But otherwise, salah is absolutely valid, but he is a sinner. So if you have a reason, then you are not a sinner. But if you do not have a reason, then you are a sinner. I think this qawl, according to me, is which is much more closer to be accepted in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Therefore, whenever there is salah established in the masjid, in the jama'ah, try to go to the masjid as much as possible. What happens is, the shaitan will not come to you and deceive you at once. He will come to you step by step, slow by slow. First, you start missing the jama'ah, okay, and you will be praying on time. Later, what happens? You start praying on time in the beginning of the time. You will start praying the last of the times. And later what happens? You will stop praying itself. This is how the shaitan deceives you. So stay away from getting deceived by the shaitan. Whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us, do it with 100% maximum. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَاتَّقُوا اللَّهَ مَا اسْتَطَعْتُمْ, and do it as much as possible. And fear Allah as much as possible, and do it as much as possible. By doing and striving towards the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will open the way, pathways for you. You will not fall, naqis, you will not, what do you say, naqis, not reduce, you will not fall into defect. You will not fall into something which is less. So it only increases, the khair only increases the khair. The shar only increases the shar. Al-jaza'u al-ihsani إِلَّا الْإِحْسَانَ. And whatever you go do good, it only increases in good. And if you commit sin, وَسَيِّئَةٌ سَيِّئَةٌ مِثْلِهَا. And if you commit a sin, and you will get a sin similar to it. So keep increasing your good deeds in khayr towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Hadith number 390. وعن يزيد بن الأسود رضي الله تعالى عنه أنه صلى الله عليه أنه مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم مع رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم صلاة الصبح، فلما صلى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إذا هو برجلين لم يصليا فدعا بهما فجيء بهما ترعد فريسهما فقال لهما ما منعكما أن تصلي معنا؟ قال قد صلينا مع رحالنا. قال فلا تفعل إذا صليتما في رحالكما ثم تركتما الإمام ولم يصلي فصلي معه فإنها لكما نافلة. رواه أحمد ولفظ له وثلاثة وصححه الترمذي بن حبان. And Yazid ibn Aswad radiallahu anhu, he says that Rasulullah sallallahu, he says that he was with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in the Salat al-Fajr. وَلَمْ يُصَلِّيَا فَدَعَا. And there are two people in the Jama'ah who did not pray in the Jama'ah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam called them. Rasulullah, he called them. And these people were brought to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And when these two Sahabi were brought to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they were shaking, they were trembling. This is why did Rasulullah sallallahu call us? Was there something, an ayah revealed upon us, or anything revealed upon us? So Sahaba was scared. Okay? فَقَالَ لَهُمَا. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked them, see, look at this beauty of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He didn't scold them directly. Not only rebuked them. Whether he didn't say your salah is invalid, you are haram, you are this and that. But what he asked is, مَا مَنَعَكُمَا أَن تُصَلِّيَ مَعَنَا. What has stopped you from praying with us in the Jama'ah? Look at the beauty of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Then said, Ya Rasulullah, قَدْ صَلَّيْنَا فِي رِحَابِنَا. We prayed in our homes. We already prayed in our houses. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, لَا تَفْعَلَ. Do not do this. Do not do this. إِذَا صَلَّيْتُمَا فِي رِحَالِكُمَا. If you have prayed in your houses, ثُمَّ أَتَرْتُمَا الْإِمَامِ. And if you find imam, and if you go to the masjid, or you find an imam or a jama'ah which has been prayed, وَلَمْ يُصَلِّ فَصَلِّيَ مَعَهُ. And then you pray along with the imam. فَإِنَّهَا لَكُمَا نَافِلَةٌ. And that will become nawafil for you. SubhanAllah. There are many people who do a lot of mistakes. For example, what happens is, you must have prayed in the masjid. You must have prayed at homes. Okay? And a friend of you calls and saying, I'm in the masjid. I came to the masjid for example, any of the prayers. But already you have prayed at home. Then what you do is, you come to the masjid, waiting outside the masjid for your friend to finish the prayers and come out. Do not do this mistake. What you do is, go and pray in the Jannah again. This is what Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told. Since you already prayed, you have done. But this will become nawafil for you. Another issue is, even for the musafir traveler, many people what they do is, they go to a different city, different town. Okay? And there is a masjid right beside his hotel or house, wherever he is accommodated. And what he does is, he makes qasr, jamu wa qasr. If he is busy, he can't leave, then he can make. But he is free. If he is free, and there is a adhan given in the masjid, and jama'ah is being established in the masjid, and he can go to the masjid, it is obligatory upon him to go to the masjid, even if he is a traveler. Another thing is that this is a person who is staying, right? But what about a person who is traveling? Okay? While he is traveling, he went to the masjid, and there is a jama'ah going on. He will not pray separately, but rather he will join the jama'ah. And when he is joining the jama'ah, he will follow the imam. He will not cut short his prayer. For the musafir, it is on two prayers, right? It is half of the prayer. He will not cut short the prayer, but rather he will complete the prayer. If, for example, if this musafir traveler joined the masjid, went to the masjid, got the jama'ah, and the imam has to already complete 1 or 2 rak'ah. Okay? What the musafir has to do is, he has to get up and compensate all the students whatever is missed from the prayers. This wajib upon him. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told that in one of the hadith, إِنَّمَا جُعِلِ الْإِمَامُ لِيُتِمَّ بِهِ. Really, we have made the imam in order for you to follow. So it is obligatory upon us to, as Musafir, to even get the jama'ah to join the jama'ah, inshallah. Is it clear? So jama'ah, all this hadith explains that jama'ah is something which is really, really important. So never ever miss the jama'ah, inshallah. When it comes to jama'ah, for example, we come to the masjid, there is jama'ah established in the masjid. Isn't it? Jama'ah established in the masjid. The jama'ah are finished. You miss the salah. So if there are people who did not pray, try to make another jama'ah. That is, which is after, but not wajib. But it is not wajib. It is after. We can make the jama'ah. Or if you even does not make the jama'ah, absolutely no problem. But jama'ah reward is more than you pray munfaridan, yani you pray alone, inshallah. So even if traveling, make jama'ah. Women at home can make jama'ah. Women at home can make jama'ah. Your wives, children, daughters and aunts, if they are staying together, you can make jama'ah. So when you make jama'ah, there are rules and regulations for the women to make jama'ah at home. For example, normally it is sunnah for the men that the imam stands front. But if the imam comes and stands in the saf, no problem, inshallah, absolutely no problem. For the woman, it is from the sunnah that the woman has to stand, the imam among the women has to stand from in the middle of the saf. If she is standing front, no issues at all. But what is after is standing in the saf at one line. Even sometimes what happens is jama'ah, when we go to the masjid, sometimes on Fridays, sometimes on Eid, sometimes on certain occasions where the masjid is full and there is no place for them to pray. So if the imam is standing front. So what you can do is, if the saf of the imam is empty, you can join the imam. But the imam will be standing a little further, maybe one step or a little further, so that you will not cross the imam. These are the techniques that you have to keep in the jama'ah. So when we say jama'ah, you know how many people are included in the jama'ah? Akallu yani imam and the one who prays behind. At least the one who offers, leads the prayer, and the one who prays behind. Imam Malik, he says no, jama'ah includes all 40 people. 40 people, no. There are 2 people, jama'ah can be established, and there are 2 people, jama'ah can be established. Is it clear? Hadith number 320. وعن أبي هريرة رضي الله تعالى عنه قال قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم إنما جعل الإمام ليتم به. فإذا كبر فكبروا ولا تكبروا حتى تكبر. وإذا ركع فاركعوا ولا تركعوا حتى يركع. وإذا قال سمع الله لمن حمده فقولوا اللهم ربنا لك الحمد. وإذا سجد فاسجدوا ولا تسجدوا حتى يسجد. وإذا صلى قائما فصلوا قياما. وإذا صلى قائما فصلوا قعودا أجمعين. رواه أبو داود وهذا اللفظ وأصله في الصحيحين. A beautiful hadith. One of the important hadiths in this chapter. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam says that إِنَّمَا جُعِلَ الْإِمَامُ لِيُتِمَّ بِهِ. Verily the imam is being appointed, he's been appointed for you in order for you to follow. So we have to follow the imam. If the imam makes sujood al-sahw, you have to make sujood al-sahw. If imam makes ruku, sujood, everything, you have to make ruku, sujood. But the question here is that the hadith says that you have to make what imam makes, but when? You have to make it when after the imam, not before the imam. If you do it before the imam, it invalidates the prayer. You have to do it after the imam. Further word is فَإِذَا كَبَّرَ فَكَبِّرُوا. And if the imam says Allahu Akbar, then you say Allahu Akbar. There are some people, what they do is, the moment imam says Allah, this person who's behind, he finishes Allahu Akbar and he goes to the rak'ah. What happens is, he has preceded the imam. This invalidates the prayer. So if the imam says Allahu Akbar completely, he finishes that, that's when you say Allahu Akbar and start your prayers. وَلَا تُكَبِّرُ حَتَّى يُكَبِّرُ. And you will not say takbir until he says takbir. وَإِذَا رَكَعَ فَارْكَعُوا. And when Imam goes to the ruku, then go to the ruku. And there are sometimes what happens is, some imams they make mistake. What is the mistake? They go to the ruku, then they say Allahu Akbar. They go to the ruku, then they say Allahu Akbar. Some of them, they say Allahu Akbar, then they go to the ruku. What happens to the person who is standing behind? He can see the Imam. What about those who are standing 3-4 lines behind? It will be difficult. He says Allahu Akbar, then he slowly goes. But then the person who is playing behind him has already went to the ruku. So what will be invalid? So it is, the Imams have to keep in mind that when they say Allahu Akbar, let him say Allahu Akbar and go to the ruku at once. And this is what the sunnah is. And when you say Sami Allahu liman hamida, say Sami Allahu liman hamida, take along with the ruku. Don't say Sami Allahu liman hamida and take it. Some of the ulama to an extent, they said that the one who says, goes to the ruku, then he says Allahu Akbar, salah is invalid. Salah is invalid. So keep one thing in the mind. When you say salah, when you say takbir, when you say Sami Allahu liman hamida, whatever you say in the prayers, it has to be along with the action. It has to be along with the action. If it's before or after, what happens? It confuses the person who is playing behind. Is it clear? No. وَإِذَا قَالَ سَمِيَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ حَمِدَهُ. And if the Imam says سَمِيَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ حَمِدَهُ, فَقُولُوا اللَّهُمَّ رَبَّنَا لَكَ الْحَمْدُ. Then you say رَبَّنَا لَكَ الْحَمْدُ. So when we say سَمِيَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ حَمِدَهُ, you have to say, if the Imam says سَمِيَ اللَّهُ لِمَنْ حَمِدَهُ, the person who is playing behind will say رَبَّنَا لَكَ الْحَمْدُ. Here, when we say Rabbana lakal hamd, there are 4 ways of saying Rabbana wa lakal hamd. One, Rabbana lakal hamd. Okay? Second one is Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Always been added here. Third one, Allahumma Rabbana lakal hamd. Allahumma is been added here. Number 4, Allahumma Rabbana wa lakal hamd. All these 4 are correct. Now the question, there is ikhtilaf among the scholars when it comes to saying Sami Allahu liman hamidah. Here Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told that whatever Imam does, you have to do it. So Imam says Sami Allahu liman hamida. One of the opinions is that you will also say Sami Allahu liman hamida. One of the opinions. Another opinion is that when Imam says Sami Allahu liman hamida, you will say only Rabbana wa lakal hamd, or one of the 4 different wordings that we have mentioned sometime before. The second opinion. And third opinion is that Imam will say Sami Allahu liman hamida only. And the one who is praying behind will say Rabbana wa lakal hamd only. But here Imam does not say Sami Allahu Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Is it clear? These are the 3 different ways. Should I repeat again? Should I repeat again? Okay. Number 1, when Imam says Sami Allahu liman hamida, the person who is praying behind will also say Sami Allahu liman hamidah. Rabbana wa lakal hamd, Rabbana wa lakal hamd. Is it clear? Second thing is that the Imam says only Sami Allahu liman hamidah, not Rabbana wa lakal hamd. The person who is praying behind will say only Rabbana lakal hamd, or Rabbana wa lakal hamd, whatever it is. Third opinion is that if the Imam says Sami Allahu liman hamidah, the person who behind will say only Rabbana lakal hamd. These are 3 different opinions. And the third one is the most close to the Sunnah, and this is the opinion of Hanabila, Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. طيب. وإذا سجد فاسجدوا. And if the Imam goes to sujood, then you make sujood. ولا تسجدوا حتى يسجد. And do not make sujood until he makes sujood. وإذا صلى قائما فصلوا قياما. And if the Imam prays standing, then you have to stay standing. And if the Imam starts the prayer sitting, then you have to start with sitting. For example, Imam came. He is not able to start and pray. He is sitting and praying. So the Jama'ah will sit and pray. After Imam is standing and praying, then you have to stand and pray. And now Imam started with standing and praying. In between, he became sick and he sat. So what will you do? Will you sit? No. You will continue standing and praying. And this is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam on this. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam asked Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu to lead the prayers. Then Abu Bakr was leading the prayer. So Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam comes. When he comes, Abu Bakr moves back. When Rasulullah comes, Rasulullah will come and stand at the left side of Abu Bakr. And Abu Bakr goes a little back. And Rasulullah sits. He sits and lead the prayer. And those Sahaba whom were praying behind, they were standing. They were not sitting. Why? Because the first starting of the Imam started with standing. That's when people will not sit behind, rather they will be standing, inshallah. Another issue here. Another issue is that, for example, we know that it is from the conditions of the prayer, from the arkan of salah, that we need to stand and pray. We need to stand and pray. We are not supposed to sit and pray. Unless there is a reason. Unless that you can't pray. You can't make ruku or sujood. If you can't make ruku or sujood, then what do? You can make ruku or sujood on the chair. But you have to stand. But if a person is not able to stand, not able to make ruku, not able to make sujood, then he will sit and pray. Is it clear? That's the rule, inshallah. But condition is you have to stand and pray, inshallah. Another issue of what we understand is that now in between Rasulullah came and into the Imam. That is the leading the prayer. In between he came. Abu Bakr was leading. In between he came and he started praying. It's allowed or not? Yes, of course it is allowed. But sometimes what happens is, like Muaddin is been appointed, second Imam is being appointed in the masjid. Imam did not come. The real Imam did not come. Okay? Then the second Imam is leading the prayer. So the first Imam has all the right to come and lead the prayer, but this should not be done on a regular basis. Or this should not be done, like, for example, he was late or something. No. This can be done when, in this case, for example, he was sick but he became fine and he comes to lead the prayers. Because the Imam has a right for the Jama'ah. Nobody has right for the Jama'ah. The Imam has more right for the Jama'ah. That's when Rasulullah came and he led the prayers. Abu Bakr, he left the prayers. That is one issue. Another issue is that, for example, if the Imam is leading the prayers and he's sick, he became sick. Suddenly he became sick and he's not able to lead the prayers. In that case, what he will do? There is a thing called istikhlaf. That is the Imam will be deputized, or what is it? Is it right word to use, deputized? And I can use some new word in English. Huh? Assigned. The Imam will be assigned, for example, if the Imam is sick and he moves away. So the person who's the Muaddin or the second Imam will come and lead the prayers, and the Imam will come and stand in his place. So this is allowed, inshallah. Sometimes the Imam broke the wudu. The Imam, he broke his wudu. So he leaves. So the Imam who's been appointed, second Imam, will lead the Jama'ah. SubhanAllah, our religion of Islam is a religion of perfection. Everything has got, everything is laid. If a believer has to lead the rules of the religion of our religion, SubhanAllah, you see what beautiful religion is this. Because these other religions do not have any rules of regulations at all. Right? So preceding the Imam, what happens? It invalidates your prayer. It invalidates your prayer. Preceding the Imam. So do never ever precede the Imam when it comes to recitation, when it comes to sujood, when it comes to ruku, when it comes to salam. Some people what they do is, before the Imam says salam, they say salam. If they do it deliberately, his entire salah is invalid. But if he has done, what do you say, by forgetfulness or by ignorance, what he has to do? He has to come back to the prayers. Then again continue with the Imam with the salam. Is it clear? Just come back to the prayers. But if he doesn't come back to the prayer, then salah is invalid. Salah is invalid. So this is the rule, inshallah. Hadith number 321. وعن أبي سعيد الخدري رضي الله تعالى عنه أن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم رأى في أصحابه تأخرا فقال تقدموا فأتموا بي وليأتم بكم من بعدكم رواه مسلم. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he says that he saw some of the companions going going back. This is the rule. This hadith talks about the rules in the saf. He saw Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam saw some of the Sahaba going back because they are not fulfilling the saf in front. They are not fulfilling the saf at front. Then Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam takaddamu, come front, fa'atibu bi, and finish your lines. وَلْيَأْتِكُمْ بِكُمْ مِنْ بَعْدِكُمْ, and so that the one who comes later will join it. So here we say, you must have heard from the Imam saying that, صَفُّوا صُفُوفَكُمْ وَتَرَأَسُوا فَأَتِمُّوا صَفَّ الْأَوَّلِ فَالْأَوَّلِ فَالْأَوَّلِ. We hear the Imam saying, right? What does it mean? صَفُّوا صُفُوفَكُمْ means make the saf straight, starting one saf. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told that in one of the hadiths, make saf كما يصفون الملائكة كما تصفون الملائكة. Make saf like how the angels make saf. Angels are praying, they make saf in the heavens, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, glorifying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So making saf straight, and one saf here means you need to fulfill the saf. And how are we going to start the saf? How are we going to start the saf? From the center. From the center. Imam stands in between. And center also, are you going to start from the left side or are you going to start from the right side? Right side. Right side. If somebody comes to the masjid and Imam is standing and they make saf only on the left side, this is ikrah, karaha, this is disliked. But rather, if they only make on right side, no problem. But the left side is only making left side is not correct. Making right side is fine. But what is achievement? What is more prophetic is that you make right as well as make left. So when we say about making right and left, and this is behind the Imam, the first saf. What about the second saf? Some people make mistakes that when they go to the Jama'ah, what they do is when they enter the masjid, they start at the other end of the saf. And from there people start making line. Making the line or row. The row. Making the row. Isn't it? That is not correct. Rather, the second person who comes to the second saf, they have to start from the mid. And right and left, it has to be free this way. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam told, do not give gaps among the saf. And do not leave any place in front of yourself. That's why when I was in Makkah, what people used to do is, sometimes people used to give a lot of gap between the saf. Some people who come behind, they come and they move them. And they join the front, the line. So this is allowed in order to move somebody. If there is a gap, you can move somebody. This you can do in our masajids. Don't try ever to do this in those masajids, otherwise you will end up in the hospital. That's what keep in mind, inshallah. Certain things you follow, certain things you not follow, according to the situation, according to masajids. Are we clear? Yeah. So here, it talks about the etiquettes of forming the saf, the etiquettes of fulfilling the saf, and this is what is very important, inshallah, that we need to stand shoulder to shoulder, feet to feet, and fulfill the saf, and then next saf, and third saf, and the fourth saf, inshallah. Yeah. We'll stop here, inshallah. We'll stop here and take questions. Any questions, we'll take questions. Ishraq is different, so Duha is, it will be included automatically in that. Duha is any prayer that you pray after any prayer that you pray after the sunrise, 15 minutes after the sunrise, and 15 minutes before the zenith. That is Ishraq. That is Duha. Ishraq is where you sit in a masjid and you make the salah 2 rakah after the sunrise. Where Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that al-umratu wal-hajju ta'am wa ta'am wa ta'am, where you get the reward of the Umrah Hajj, the complete reward of Umrah Hajj. That's the difference. And we have mentioned in the last class that Duha, it differs from the number of rakah. You can pray 2, you can make 4, you can make 8, you can make 12, as we have studied in the hadith. Yeah. Any questions on that? Yeah.
It's not.
Exactly.
Just when you are praying,
Okay, that's all the mustahab. All the salah mustahab. But doing consistently duha as we do sabab, as we mentioned in the Aqwal of Ulama in our last class. So there is sometimes we need to make it, sometimes we have to miss it. You should not continuously pray. كما فعل رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم.
while praying, Imam, if he goes to go and according to Imam, you can wait a few seconds. Allah Akbar.
Sorry?
Going to sujood.
Yeah.
You have to wait for a few seconds.
See, once you find the Imam going to the sujood or ruku, once he is done, then you go to it. That's what the doing is. Some of the ulama are of the opinion that sometimes what people do is the Imam, they make a major blunder mistake. They say Allahu Akbar. Okay? And they go to the ruku slowly later. By the time you say Allahu Akbar, already the muqtadi has gone to the ruku or sujood. That is a mistake that Imams make. What do you say when you go to the sujood or ruku? Say Allahu Akbar, go immediately. Or at once. Say for example, Allahu Akbar. This way. This is what is right. But some people what they do is they go to the ruku and they say Allahu Akbar. Some of the ulama are of the opinion that it invalidates the prayer. Of course, why? Because the people behind you will already must have gone. Or they will be waiting. Some of the masajid, some of the imams, this they have to be taught the rules and regulations of the prayers.
For example, if we are reading the prayer and between first rakah and second rakah there is some julus. Means after second sujood, if Imam is like he wants to go to second rakah, so there is between some julus is there. So he will say Allahu Akbar and he will sit and then he will stand up for second rakah. So what happens like so when he should say that Allahu Akbar, he is like from second sujood, he is getting up. At that time only he should say Allahu Akbar and then sit for some time and then stand.
When he comes back, and sitting, while getting up, he says Allahu Akbar. When he getting up. And that julus is istiraha between the two rakah, after the two rakah towards the third rakah, it should not take longer time. They should make it immediately.
Between first and second.
Between the, are you talking about between first and second? Is it? No. When you get from the sujood. Get from the sujood, say Allahu Akbar.
In this, what happens like the person who is following, so he must be like, for example, I am sitting, but there is, I think, in these two opinions that you should directly stand also. There is no, if you are not sitting.
Yeah, there is.
So maybe if I am doing Allahu Akbar and I am just sitting, maybe the other person following he may directly stand up. So that is how is when we should say like when.
It is always better to, say once you are getting up from the sujood. So there will be enough time for the people who are behind you. So, I'm not able to access the, anybody see online questions? Any other questions? We'll take another question.
One question about this. One question. I don't know this one.
That's mustahab. Sitting is mustahab. If you're not sitting, no problem, inshallah. When we discuss about the arkan of salah, we discuss about wajibat of salah, we have discussed many sunnah al-qawliya wal fi'liya of salah, isn't it? So this is not something sunnah al-qawliya, this is from the fi'liya. If somebody is not doing, la basa. There's no problem there.
Ruling on making wudu in toilet. If there is no facility outside.
You can make what? The question here is that can we make wudu in the washroom when there is no facility outside? So you can make wudu in the washroom. Absolutely no problem. What's the specific question? Do we have to say Bismillah or not? Or do we have? How are we going to say what the etiquettes?
Because there is washroom right there.
Yeah.
They do verificate there.
Yeah. See, if you go to the washroom, the washrooms nowadays which are when you urinate or when you defecate there, you flush it, it goes away. Isn't it? Nobody defecates there at the right place and gets wudu there, right? It's I haven't seen any washrooms like that where people defecate and make wudu there. There is a place, there is some, place where it goes away, isn't it? The way, if there is najas, and you can't stand on the najas and make wudu, it's invalid. Obviously there won't be najas. So there is no chances of this kind of chances, isn't it?
Some people when they start saying Allah, they go to the so what to do with this?
The Imam has to keep in mind, as I explained, and as I clearly explained to you here, the Imam has to keep in mind that when he goes to the sujood or ruku, let him start and go. Once he is gone completely, that's when the people behind has to go. If he does it before that, the salah will be invalid. The person, salah will be invalid if he does it before that. I remember my friend here, there's one masjid here in Imamate. He told me this Imam, what he does is, he says Allah Akbar. And he's so slow that he's very slow. By the time the people have gone already to the ruku. I've seen that in the masjid. What is that? I've seen people in the masjid. Then my friend, he says, he says Allah Akbar. Then until he goes to the ruku, then he goes to the ruku. That's what is right. This is a mistake. And most of the people, the problem here is we appoint the Imam in the masjid just because he's memorized Quran, but he doesn't know rules and regulations. He doesn't know what is Adhan, what is wajibat, he just recites Quran, but he doesn't know anything about Islam. The one who deserves Imamah, and we're going to discuss, inshallah, in our further chapters and the further lessons and further hadiths, what are the conditions of the Imam? What Imam has to have to become an Imam. All this we will be discussing that. Some of the things that Imam has to know the rules and regulations. No rules and regulations. For example, if he does any mistake in the prayer, he should know where to make sujood sahwi, where the salah will be, public, and where the salah will be invalid. He has to know all these rules and regulations. Otherwise, that's why we need to appoint a person who is scholar to lead the prayers, inshallah. Otherwise, we will fall into such kind of things where it probably invalidates our prayers. But Allah will different prayers, inshallah. The question here is that there is a place where you stay, or something like that. There is a place where there is no masjid around, and there is a musalla where the salah, the 5 times prayer goes on, as well as the Jummah goes on. You can pray there, inshallah. For example, in companies, it is very difficult for you to go out, and sometimes the company will not allow. But there is a place of worship, there is a place where it is designated for your prayers. You can pray there, absolutely no problem. But if you find an opportunity to go to the masjid, that is well and good. But if you do not find an opportunity to go to the masjid, but there is a janazah which has been established in those places, you can pray there. Even if the Jummah is established, you can pray, inshallah. No problem at all. So they can't make this should not be an excuse to miss the Jummah or janazah. Some people make excuse, there is no masjid, but you can make janazah in the office and companies. Absolutely no problem. Sorry? Yeah. No, why is coming back from the ruku? The action and the cover should be together. This is what is correct. Exactly. Can women do Ishraq Salat and Ishraq at home? Yes, of course, they can do. Can women do Ishraq at home? Yes, Salat and Ishraq can be done. No problem, inshallah. One question was created. If no more questions, inshallah, we will.
In the case of office environment where you said there are many people, we can perform a
be assigned to give Jummah khutbah, inshallah, I guess. There is no Jummah to give khutbah. It has to be given by a person. Somebody is going to be appointed, or anybody can come, or any among the people, they have to be khutbah. Khutbah not necessarily that you have to give half an hour or something. 5 minutes also enough. Khutbah has to be established, inshallah. That's the rule. Sorry? No, this is holding the salah. It is not compulsory, but it is something from the sunnah. You can stand directly and lead the praise. And also, the minbar, these 3 steps, what you see, it is from mustahab. It is something which is not from the wajibat.
Just Imam, not Imam, sit and deliver. You can sit and deliver.
If the imam is not able to stand, takes it and deliver. No problem.
The Ishraq of the women, when they pray at home, will they get the reward for the men who...
Sorry?
The Ishraq women pray at home, would they get the same reward of the men who, sat in the masjid till that time and the Hajj and Umrah was
Yes. Yes. We conclude this. So, see you next Saturday or next Sunday. Next Sunday, Allah, jazakumullah khairan.